Hi Bahamas, C. Alan Johnson, critical thinker. A number of you have written me and Facebooked me and WhatsApp me asking me to give my input on the Brent Simonet, I call it a debacle in the House of Assembly. Essentially, I guess you want to have an understanding of what went on and did it happen properly. I could put to you that no parliamentary procedures was followed in regards to that. You know, I was disturbed by the bantering that's went back and forth between the members of parliament. I only could ask myself a question. You know, they were having a debate on the fact that the PLP did this and the FNM did it before and the PLP did it before. And the fact that no members of parliament that had interest in contracts has ever had to come to the House of Assembly, in spite of the Constitution demanding that they do. So it goes to show us that here were these lawmakers that had no respect for the document from which laws are created, the blueprint. The argument was almost like, why we have to follow the Constitution now? And so my question to them would be, when is a good time to begin to follow the Constitution? Number 49 of the Constitution says that anytime a member of Parliament becomes interested in a contract, he or she should vacate their seat, which then came into, this is the whole thing that Mr. Brave Davis, the leader of Her Majesty's opposition, brought to light. And so the argument then became, but y'all never did it, and this one never did it, this one never did it, which is, again, it's just pure garbage. So eventually, they decided to move to a motion to basically excuse Brent Simonet. The problem with that motion is the fact that Mr. Brent Simonet has never notified the House of Assembly to date that he has an interest in the contract. So then how could you basically forgive him, or whatever you want to call it, in that contract, then award him the contract when he hasn't even made application to express interest? It's just pure garbage. It just shows you the level of incompetence, ineptitude, and incapability that our country has been being run by. You want to know why that you cannot develop us as a country? Because other people around the world is watching us. We're in the age of technology. They are reading your constitution. They are reading your laws. They are seeing what your leaders do. So, you know, it basically gives a caveat, right? That Parliament can do something. I put it right up here. It says, number 49(1) of the Constitution. It says, every member of the House of Assembly shall, not an option, shall vacate his seat, his or her seat, in the House of Assembly, and you go down to F, if he or she becomes interested in any government contract. They shall vacate their seat. That has not occurred. I don't care about the pageantry of Brent walking past the bar. No reference of him vacating his seat has occurred, but because they went down to the proviso or provision that if the circumstances appears to the House of Assembly, may exempt any member of the House from vacating his seat under the provisions of this subparagraph if that member, listen to this carefully, before becoming interested in such a contract as foreseen, or as soon as practicable after becoming so interested, disclose to the House of Assembly the nature of such a contract and his interests therein. This has been going on for a long time. You hear them say this was discussion. Came up to discussion for weeks, and at no time did we get notification in the House of Assembly that the member for St. Anne's had an interest in the contract. In fact, going back previous years, we have never gotten interest of any MP who have interested in a contract with government ever notifying the House of Assembly. But according to our Constitution, not the laws, the Constitution, the blueprint, they should have been considered to have vacated their seat. But the point in Brent Simonet and this charade that the Free National Movement just did goes to an injustice. It is an insult to parliamentary democracy for the mockery they have made of our Constitution. It shows to the ineptitude of the Speaker of the House and his supporting cast in the failure to correcting that defect. Because essentially, you had a charade going on. A trolley charade is nothing that could have prevented them from just suspending whatever's going on and coming back and doing it correct. But they have no respect for the Constitution. The question is, how then could you expect them to have respect for you? Because the Constitution is what protects you. Whatever happened in the House of Assembly with this approval of the GPO leasing of the building was pure garbage. It should be dismissed. The Constitution sets the rules for how to engage this. The notification to the Speaker of the House that never occurred, an evaluation of the same, a debate of the same, not where you have a partisan debate, but an actual presentation of the facts as to why we should proceed. It never occurred. I say to you Bahamians, especially to you parents of the millennials and Generation Z, that's all of those who will be under 42 years of age at the next election. You will amount to 60 to 70% of the population. You parents of these children and grandchildren, you need to stop doing shit. You are about to lose your country because of your partisan positions and begin to excuse. The Constitution protects all of your rights. The Constitution protects this country for them. And if you allow a single aspect of the Constitution to be just simply ignored, then you've allowed all of it to be ignored. We are on a dangerous precipice, on a cliff of disorder and chaos. The Constitution protects all your rights from harm, from danger, from assault, from whatever it is. And when you begin to say that this section could be ignored, who are you now to say that the other section cannot be ignored either? We have to ask for accountability. I call on the Honorable Hubert Alexander Minnis to give a statement of this event that occurred in the House of Assembly. I call on the Speaker of the House to bring clarity to this situation. This should not go unanswered. In fact, ladies and gentlemen, it is the reason why they do not make the House of Assembly available to you on broadcast, so you can watch it at your convenience. When most of you at work, it isn't like all of you at work. The 220,000 workforce could stop on Wednesdays and watch the House of Assembly. They bring you sound bites because they don't want you to see the shit that occurs in the House of Assembly. It is definitely not governance. It is not proper governance. You know, to basically give to you the House of Assembly, all they need is a $500 scanner. Go big time, buy a $1,000 scanner to make every document table available by that night. They could stream live to the internet, Facebook, YouTube, or whatever, to simply make the videos available to you to watch at your convenience. This is the government that talk about technology this and digital that. And they can't even do a simple thing as the House of Assembly in current real time. Then you can go back and deal with the other things, deal with the other aspect of digitizing the past. But clearly, they want to govern you in ignorance. Bahamians, this has to end. If you are to continue owning your country, then you must put it down the partisan BS that you've adopted. Us against us. The world is coming, and they want all of us out of their way. WTO means what? We're taking over. That's them. We're taking over. If you allow this garbage of governance to go on, where the PLP and the FNM have an argument about who's the least corrupt, making them both corrupt. Who's the least inept, making them both inept. Who's the least incapable, making them both incapable. And on and on and on to continue. You will have nothing left. I repeat this over and over. A wise man leaves an inheritance for his children's children, the grandchildren. Go back for the 3 generations in our country, and you could see since majority rule, we have left nothing for our children's children. Those who governed before us, the oligarch, the plutocrats, look at their children, look at their families. well taken care of, well suited. They have the billions of dollars in wealth. But those of you, the suckers of the political class, the fanatics, have nothing. 90% of Bahamians cannot afford even a piece of land in our country. And those that do, don't own it. The bank does. Why we want to continue in a country with so much wealth to live with such high levels of poverty and abject poverty? Why? Because we keep choosing the select few to represent as some political team, some football team, some basketball team, wherever you say, if your team win, oh, next season we'll get you. But you get nothing. The fans don't get nothing, you know. The players on the team, which is called the MPs, and the owners in the skybox, that's where the money is made. All you fan gets to do is wear t-shirts and get to say, I chose the winning team. That's not how a country is developed. 400,000 citizens must be included in the common wealth of our country. And if we allow this garbage that happened last Wednesday to go unanswered by Dr. Hubert Minnis or Holston Moultrie, we deserve everything we get when the jackals reach. Fix the Bahamas. Empower Bahamians. It is capable. I beg you, Bahamians, put aside your partisan politics and unite for the development of your family and your country. I love you, Bahamas. What happened in the House of Assembly is pure garbage. Number 49 of the Constitution was violated. The procedures of the House was violated. Everything else. Please, Bahamas, we can do better. We know better. Thank you. I love you.